What's going on, everybody? Welcome to TECKreacts, where every beat counts. My name is Matt Tech. So nice to be with you today for some brand new President. Obviously I kind of in the back of my head knew that they were working on new material, but with King of Terrors just coming out, which has been on repeat the last couple of months, I guess I just wasn't expecting something so soon. It's a very pleasant surprise. I am going to miss them. Actually, I think they were just in Phoenix, which is not terribly far, but I did miss that. I didn't have the opportunity to go unless they're still coming. We'll see. But my wife was like, "Nope, you're not going." We actually just became debt free a couple weeks ago. Paid off $140,000 over the course of the last almost 5 years, and so we're rounding out, fully funding our emergency fund. So we both agreed that we wouldn't do any big trips or big purchases until we get that fully funded emergency fund after we got out of debt. So I can't remember when that actual concert was, because they were on tour with Architects and then they broke off to do a show in Arizona somewhere by themselves. I just can't remember when that was. Maybe it's past, maybe it hasn't. If it hasn't, I'll go. If it's past, too bad. But anyway, we have a new song, Angel Wings. And really, really curious what we've got going on here for Angel Wings. One thing I noticed right off the bat before we even start is it's a longer song than we've normally gotten. The songs normally range around the 3-minute mark, and we've got a little bit of a lengthier one. So I'm excited to get into this. So let's dive in. This is Angel Wings by President. Some people wear masks to hide, others to be free. Very interesting. Okay.
I stopped dreaming in colors, just seeing new shades of black. Keep thinking I see your face, and then the shape retracts. A line on the table, a gun with a target, man. No need to shoot it now. I'm not infectious yet.
Interesting.
I'm not infectious yet.
Hey. Ooh. Smile is creepy. Oh, I like that. That's cool. It's a cool rhythm.
I'm just spinning in circles. Head forward, can't look back. Keep thinking I hear your voice, and then it always cracks. Will I ever be able to be rid of this regret? You say I should choose hope. I haven't found it yet. I could be faithless. I could be holy. I could be anything you ever wanted from me.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
Nice.
if you say it, no. You carry me out of the fire, but nothing ever seems to change. Guess it's safe to say you hide behind a mask, but the life you had never slips away. Is it safe to say that you never fucking love me anyway?
Ooh! Oh my gosh. Pretty nasty. Are we gonna finish the song with a proper chorus? Kind of, like a tag. A chorus tag. Boy, there's a lot going on in this video. A lot going on. I also didn't know, I didn't understand some of the words. Typically they have, like their videos have the lyrics up, and these YouTube subtitles are just not, they're not happening. Hi. Hi. Why are you standing there? Standing behind me the whole time. Okay, so I'm going to pull the lyrics up. Let's get these lyrics rolling. Okay, so if we start at the beginning, it's not a lyric, but we get this quote right up front. Other people wear masks to hide, others to be free. And this is really important because when President first came out, there was a lot of suspicion that the mask was just to hide the true identity of the singer. And as this like character arc has progressed throughout King of Terrors, we have largely found out that that is not true, especially with the fake out in, I forgot what song it was, the fake out that we got when the mask was being taken off and it wasn't who everyone thought it was. So he's telling us up front that this isn't just concealment. This is actually, I actually wear the mask to be liberated. And I feel like this is the lens by which we have to take the rest of the lyrics in this song through. So let's I do want to listen to the song again, but I kind of want to dive into this, just kind of a first read of the lyrics along with the song. That's a cool shot. Get this weird like pop thing, almost like Stranger Things style.
In colors, just seeing new shades of black. Keep thinking I see your face, and then the shape retracts. A line on the table, a gun with a target, man. No need to shoot it, no, I'm not infectious yet.
Okay, so we got I stopped dreaming in colors, just seeing new shades of black. Keep thinking I see your face, and then the shape retracts. So these lyrics I'm pulling straight from the Loudwire article where they provided the lyrics for Loudwire. A line on the table, a gun with a target mat. No need to shoot it now. I'm not infectious yet. And there's like this yet. That's cool. He stopped dreaming in colors. When people experience depression, from what I understand, like one of the like quote unquote symptoms, it's not necessarily becoming colorblind, but it's like they lose sight of the vibrance around them. Like there's a dark tone just to everything, not physically, but more in how their brain is interpreting the things around them. So that could be, this guy's talked a lot about depression. He's emotionally shut down. Everything feels just muted and empty, but he's seeing new shades of black, which means maybe he's just experiencing a little bit more. Keep thinking I see your face, and then the shape retracts. Sounds like that he's had this consistent longing for someone, and could it be God? I think so. But in other songs, there, could it have been a parent, a loved one, himself before he put the mask on? I don't know. Whoever it is, the presence never fully materializes from whoever this person he's longing for. It actually kind of withdraws. And we saw that with Rage as well, with the black and white. And he says, a line on the table, a gun with a target mat. And so there's this, like, he's talking about, there's a line. It sounds kind of like self-destruction. A line could be, that substance abuse issue where he talked about it in Fearless. That's the one I was talking about. Fearless. And then he talks about a gun. I don't think it's a self-harm gun, but just like really dangerous control. But the next line out of that is no need to shoot it now. I'm not infectious yet. So whatever is because infectious means that whatever is infecting him is spreading, whether it's shame, guilt, addiction, sin, his influence now with President. He's saying that I'm not dangerous to others yet, but it could get to that point where I begin infecting other people with whatever's going on inside of me. And going back to the mask analogy, it feels like someone who just sees themselves as contaminated but wants to keep themselves quarantined. And then so the next lines are the chorus. That's a cool rhythm. It's like Stranger Things pop straight to metal is really interesting. Wow. So can I hide under your angel wings because I'm so high? Just keep me alive on top of the earth. Angel wings is in Psalms, it's what David uses to kind of refer to as God's protection and God's refuge, being covered by the wings of an angel. That so high line could work in a bunch of different ways. It could be a drug high. It could be an emotional high. It could be the fame high right now that they're experiencing. It could even be spiritual elevation, but he's asking to be kept alive, which to me sounds like he's putting dependency on this protection that these angel wings are providing him. Let's keep going.
I'm just spinning in circles, head forward, I can't look back. Keep thinking I hear your voice, but then it always cracks. Will I ever be able to be rid of this regret? You said I should choose hope, I haven't found it yet.
Okay. I'm just spinning in circles, head forward, I can't look back. Keep thinking I hear your voice, but then it always cracks. He regrets driving the motion here. It's like forward motion, but without any resolution coming of it. Usually we always want to keep moving forward with the hope that things will resolve, but it doesn't look like it doesn't sound like it's resolving itself. And this whole, like, keep thinking that I hear your voice as he progresses, whatever's providing this voice of hope, voice of God, voice of someone who once, kind of grounded him, is becoming like more destabilizing as he gets further away from it. And then he says, will I ever be able Will I ever be able to be rid of this regret? It's kind of confessing. You said I should choose hope. I haven't found it yet. It sounds like somebody told him, once that hope was a choice, but he's having trouble accessing it. And it feels like a tension between, theologically what we know and the experience that we go through in life, and knowing what we should believe versus what we feel.
Be faithless, I could be holy, I could be anything you ever wanted from me.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
Dang, I didn't catch that the first time. Okay, so he sings, I could be famous, I could be holy, I could be anything you wanted from me. Man, he's just like dealing with this identity pressure. He's making it a binary choice. I could be famous or I could be holy. I could perform or I could be pure. And I think that's kind of the tension he found himself to be in. Did he build the persona of president to be powerful, to be holy, to be famous? Who is he underneath this mask? And then you hear this whisper from another voice that says, my God, why have you forsaken me? And he snuck in some of this language in the name of the Father, where he says, who is Christ Jesus? He is the true Lamb of sacrifice. But it's like a whisper before that big breakdown. And, my God, why have you forsaken me? In Hebrew, Aramaic, it's like a Ilahi, Lema Sabachthani or something like that. I used to know it. I've seen the Passion Play like enough times to kind of know, but I forgot. Not important, but it's the second to last thing that Jesus said before he dies on the cross. And he puts this in here on purpose. I mean, there's like David says it in somewhere in the Psalms, David like says to God, like, God, why have you forsaken me? And then, that's like brought back when Jesus is on the cross and he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? And the reason he says that is because, if you read the scripture, at that moment is when all the sin of the world was poured on to Jesus. And since God cannot look upon sin, that is the moment where God turned his back on his son, because his son now carried literally the weight of the world's sin on his shoulders, because it had to be placed on him so that he could be sacrificed to atone for it all for us. But at that moment, God could not actually look upon his son, and Jesus felt that disconnection. And that's when he said, my God, why have you forsaken me? The next thing that he says is the last thing he says before he passes away on the cross, which is tetelestai. That's the Greek version, but he says, it is finished, which meant that, I've had the sin poured on me and it is done. The sacrifice is complete. It is finished. He dies. Dang, man. But that line, whether David is saying it or Jesus is saying it, is abandonment. And it's not a denial of God. It's actually compliant to God's purpose. Wild, dude. It's very interesting. That's cool. We get like a traditional verse, chorus, bridge, chorus tag. It's very cool.
I don't mind if you say it now.
So this verse we get does not have a driving beat behind it.
I don't mind if you say it. No. You carry me out of the fire, but nothing ever seems to change. Guess it's safe to say you hide behind a mask, but the life you had never slips away. Is it safe to say
Ooh.
that you never fucking love me anyway?
Okay, before we get into this nasty breakdown, he says, I don't mind if you say it, no. You carry me out of the fire, but nothing ever seems to change. Fire usually represents some sort of like purification or suffering. Like there's this like push and pull, the dichotomous nature of his lyrics. He's acknowledging that he's been rescued, but he hasn't been transformed as a result of that rescue. It's very interesting. It's like a brutally honest tension of faith. You hide behind the mask. Is it safe to say you hide behind the mask, but the life you had never slips away? So is he accusing God of hiding, or is he accusing himself of hiding? And I think this is where that anonymous quote at the beginning comes back. You know, some people wear masks to hide, others to be free. Is President hiding pain, or is the mask the only place he can be honest with himself? And then he says, is it safe to say you never bleeping loved me anyway? That's just raw, man. It's coming from like somebody who just feels betrayed. Now we get this nasty breakdown, and the words in it are, I hope you break your neck. And then we get like that closing chorus tag. I hope you break your neck. See, I don't know who he's talking about, but whoever he's talking about, it is some displaced rage. He's angry. It does not match the rest of the song on an emotional level, and it kind of feels like a flash of bitterness that just kind of comes through, and it matches sonically with what's going on in this breakdown.
Love me anyway.
That's cool. Those little scratches. Full circle back to I need your protection. See, man, I wonder if this is him as a kid, just like trying to hide. This is just a kid trying to hide. And at the very end, we come full circle, man. After all the rage, after the accusation, he is still coming back and asking for the shelter and the protection of those angel wings. Again, this is not a song that's rejecting God in any way, but it is a song that's the wrestling with that perceived silence that sometimes we get from God. And I think that opening quote like really paints the picture and sets the tone for the rest of the song. I don't think the mask is about deception or hiding an identity. I think the mask is this guy feels like it's the only safe way to say what he cannot say as himself without the mask. I mean, these lyrics are incredible. I mean, if King of Terrors was power and judgment, Angel Wings feels like vulnerability and more of an origin story, because we're getting this kind of, lonely kid drawing the things that he's seeing, hiding behind his creation. Kind of feels like the birth of the mask, Very, very cool, man. This is a pretty heavy shift. President just stepped into some deeper territory, and I'm here for it, guys. What do you think? Am I out to lunch on the lyrics? Music, fascinating, incredible, great. Stranger Things pop into some metal, into like a low, really cool verse, back into metal to a nasty breakdown with all kinds of like really cool guitar tones and sounds and rhythms, but rather than ending on the breakdown like we sometimes get in most other songs, we actually end on a positive note and end on a portion of the chorus, which is very different, which made it a little bit longer. So, Hey, let me know what you think down in the comments. Interested to hear your theories, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.